Mariana. Mariana wants a dinner.
I hang up on her.
You got Mike shit on your face, nigga. Wipe it.
We're live, Joe.
How you doing, Alvis?
Who's Elvis?
Macho.
Who's Alfonso?
Well, he's in Miami.
Who?
Alfonso.
You mean Khaled?
Khaled. How you doing, DJ Khaled? I like your music. I congratulate you.
Joe just heard about DJ Khaled. Since he's Arabic and rich, Joe wants to get to know him. Boogie Bob.
How you doing, Lawrence?
Hey,
Hello,
Joe.
Lawrence.
Isn't it supposed to be summertime?
It's like winter. I don't know. I believe
It's freezing out here, bro. It's freezing.
What is the soup?
It's so freezing, I might start wheezing.
You should have brought us some soup.
I'm gonna bring
Warm
soup.
up.
I'm gonna bring soup to the news. With news and views, you can use if you choose. If you choose not to use the news and views, as soon as you lose it. Today we got soup. How about a nice big bowl of poop soup?
How you doing, Bob? How is everything?
Joe, would you like a bowl of poop soup?
I like lentil soup.
Lentil.
You have lentil soup?
Lentil soup I do not have, but if you want poop soup, I got you covered. Hi, Bronx girl. Everybody else calls her ABX girl.
How you doing, Alfonso?
Bronx girl.
How is,
Hi, Alfred Cluse. Hi, Alfonso that doesn't exist. Hi, Tammany. How are you? Hi, Miss Reilly. Hi, Paul Greenwell's here. Your old pal Paul Greenwell's in the
how
house.
you doing, Alfonso?
Rev's here. Rev's here.
Alvin Butler.
Alvin Butler. Alvin Butler.
Gavin Butler, not Alvin.
Joe didn't say it. Alvin's right there.
Hi,
Alvin's here. Hi, Alvin. Hi, Brooklyn. There's your boy, Kevin Butler. Alvin Butler.
how you doing,
Toothbrush, toilet brush is in the house. I think somebody named themselves Toothbrush. It's like the son of toilet brush. I have a Donald Trump toilet brush at home.
Where is that Italian DJ? Our friend. He brought you sandwiches.
That's Vinny.
How is he?
Why is he a DJ? Joe just saw a thing on TV of DJ Khaled. So now everybody's a DJ. There's DJ Joe Hernandez. There's DJ Jamie Vogel. There's DJ Rav, DJ Kevin Butler.
DJ Robert.
There's a kid with his pants around his knees. What a moron. This kid looks like a damn
Disgusting.
moron.
The shoulder behind.
The kid has got his pants around his knees. I'm cool! No, you're not. You're a douche. Sorry. Frank's in the house. Hi, Frank. Did you know that Frank actually performed at Radio City Music Hall?
How you doing, Frank?
That's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Hi, Revlon. Hi.
Where's
how was your
Arjan?
day?
Where's Arjan? He's not Arjan. He's my John. Here's the news. Duke of Hazzard. Did you see what happened to the Prince Harry and his wife?
How are you, Princess?
They were in New York. First of all, you know his mother died. Princess died. Do you know how Princess Di died, Joe?
Accident. He was
Yes.
in love with an Arab guy.
She was in love with Dodi Fayed. Dodi Fayed.
Yes.
They were running from the paparazzi, Joe, and they hit a damn pillar and they died. Well, the paparazzi chased them around New York City for 2 hours. The paparazzi was driving up on the sidewalk. First of all, for this kid to go through this trauma after his mom was killed because of it, he should probably pull over. The paparazzi, a bunch of loser douchebags, are going to follow you till they can't follow you no more. They were on the sidewalks, Joe. Paparazzi driving on the sidewalk, driving down corridors, getting in accidents, chasing these guys for 2 hours. It's not fake news. Now, the fake news of that might be were they almost killed, because that's how they're trying to spin it. I don't know that there was any near collisions. I've seen the footage, videotape. I live here. I'm going to get a lot more videotapes on the local news than you guys won't even see. They chased them for hours on the sidewalk. It's all over Instagram. You can see it everywhere. It was insane. Now it says they were almost killed. I don't know any of that. I don't think that's even the case. But I do think that anybody who was driving on the sidewalk chasing these guys should be arrested and thrown in jail. Ex-Royals claimed they were chased for 2 hours. Now, it's one thing for them to say it, but when the paparazzi themselves say it, we're going to keep it moving. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. I want to start out the show by saying happy birthday to Rob Bass.
How you doing, Robert?
His name's Rob Bass. His real name's Robert Ginyard. Rob Bass has 2 huge hits in hip-hop. One is It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right. I want to rock right now. I'm Rob Bass. I came to get down.
Robert Kids.
He wrote that song in he said about 8 minutes. Pretty simplistic. Had no idea it was going to do what it did. It went multi-platinum. Sold like 20 million singles since it came out.
How you doing, Mr. Singer?
How you doing, Mr. Single?
You still singing or?
No, the single is the name of the record.
Oh,
All right. Well, Dan Abrams is an authority now. I don't give him any credence over anyone else. I think they're all liars. They all want to sell you stuff, whether it's true or not. What I do is I go by the videos. Can't fake a video of a paparazzi driving down the sidewalk on a scooter. By the way, I like Dan Abrams. I think we're going to have a really horrible news day, Joe. I don't see anything in here. Lower Manhattan, the weight of the buildings is sinking. You know the Lower Manhattan was not even there, Joe. They went out into the bay and they got a bunch of rocks. And they dumped trillions of tons of rocks to make Lower Manhattan. They actually made Lower Manhattan. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that it was all water. And then even our west side over here, Joe, they built it up using rocks. They use rocks. Rob, do me a favor, bro. Let it go. I appreciate it. Hit me on my Instagram. Let me know. Let me know what your basis is. I don't care about the Royals. Okay. What I do know is I live here, and I've seen the videos of them being chased around the city. I don't know how that could be fake news. I do think it was fake that they were almost killed or stalked or whatever. Anybody that comes here, poor Kardashian, she comes here, she gets chased around by the news all the time.
They chased me for 2 hours.
They shouldn't have been chasing them on the sidewalk. I think if you're paparazzi and you're driving down 5th Avenue, 6th Avenue, following people, because you know you get paid thousands and thousands of dollars per shot, I say that's part of your job. I don't have any problem with it. But when you start driving on the sidewalks, that's easily Googled, easily YouTubed. When you start driving down the sidewalk, well, the mayor, I think the mayor is the guy that runs New York. He does not deny it. The mayor stood up there and said what happened was a travesty. It shouldn't happen. And if they would have been killed, God forbid, it'd be a whole different story. I think the paparazzi running around chasing people on sidewalks is off limits.
That's not nice.
Boy, Dan, that's easily Googled. I saw the videos like 10 times. Driving down the sidewalk. How many kids could you have killed on that sidewalk? It's a paparazzi. Guys, if I had a motor scooter and I was riding my bike, my motor scooter with my camera, I would be called paparazzi too. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't chase someone down the street. Not on a motor scooter. Not on a sidewalk. Boy dead in Staten Island train surfing, Joe. How many young boys have we talked about, Joe, getting
Wrong drive.
killed on these trains?
The wrong drive.
They see it on TikTok or their friend did it at school and they think it's a really cool thing. A 15-year-old boy was killed by surfing on a Staten Island railroad car Wednesday. The teen was hit in the head by an unknown object. Though they're on top of these trains, they're pushing around, going under bridges, and they get in them tunnels, and there's all kind of pipes hanging down and lights hanging down. And the mere fact that more aren't killed is ridiculous, because I've seen them myself with my own eyes climb on top of these trains, or not a lot in Manhattan because we have too many tunnels. You get in Brooklyn and the Bronx where they could ride for an hour on top of a train.
Well, those tunnels are the size of the train only.
That's right. They have,
there is a little space.
and sooner or later some light fixture or trestle hangs down and takes your head off.
The electric wire.
The teen was hit in the head by an unknown object and found unconscious, stopped the train atop the train car. EMS rushed the teenager to Staten Island in critical condition, but he did not survive. This poor family has to deal with that. The girl who fought off the shark the other day. Remember, Joe, the teenage girl? 15-year-old girl. Joe's laughing because he said, come on. It turns out she had 5 stitches.
I told her she's more liar than that congressman. What's his name?
Oh, boy.
He told you he's
Yeah.
from the Holocaust.
5 stitches.
And
I'm sure it was terrifying. I don't want to get bit by no shark.
That means the shark was terrified from her.
5 stitches. Let's see what else we got going here. I don't got a lot going on, guys. I got to be honest with you. I have a huge party at the Hard Rock at 6 o'clock. It's 400 people. And usually when it's something like that, it's going to be something fun and great, and I'm taking you with me.
You can come over and any of you are invited.
Joe's inviting you to come to my work. That's very nice of you, Joe, to invite them. You're not going. And Joe ain't going to leave. Come to my work. Joe, shall we talk about the migrants in New York City?
Yeah. How many arrived today?
Migrants who have arrived in New York City, about 65,000. That's a lot. The number of hotel rooms?
65,000.
Well, you would think that, but the number of hotel rooms in New York City is 120,000. Hotel rooms available for migrants? 7,000. 65,000. First of all, 120 hotel rooms in New York City seems kind of low, doesn't it? New York City, a lot of hotels. So you got all the kids mad at us with the damn birds in here, bro. Cost for taxpayers about $403 million. This includes 5,000 rooms, 122 hotels for $130 a night. $130 a night, Joe. 1,000 rooms at the Roosevelt Hotel alone. The Roosevelt's right over here. Those rooms go for $205 each.
Roosevelt is expensive.
At $1,000 each, 1,000 rooms, $200 a night. That's $200,000 a night. It's not a bad little market. 4 hotels paid for in the New York City Health and Hospital. This does not include blah 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 shelters.
Including food.
Joe, this is one of the worst stories I remember. It came out before I was doing the news. It's a limo driver. It's a limo company, Joe. The limo crashed. 20 people dead. Now this happened several years ago, Joe. found guilty. 2018, Joe. 2018. I was just 14 years old.
That's a manslaughter.
A court officer handcuffs Nassim Hussain after he was convicted Wednesday of second-degree manslaughter in the 2018 crash that killed 20 people. It's a limousine completely packed. I didn't even know 20 people fit in there. An upstate New York limo company operator was convicted of manslaughter Wednesday in a horrific crash that killed 20 people, including 17 partiers headed to a surprise birthday party. Can you imagine? I'm going to assume they all knew each other. Can you imagine 17 people plucked out of your life?
Friends and relatives.
He was the former operator, 33 years old, a prestige limousine. Now faces up to 15 years in prison. It also killed the limo's driver and 2 bystanders outside the convenience store. The car had problems, and they just wanted to keep it on the road, Joe. Keep it on the road.
I heard about it years ago.
Yes.
That happened years ago.
2018.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, the Idaho University killer, the guy who killed 4 people, stabbed them to death,
Yes.
has now finally been indicted. He wasn't indicted this whole time. Brian Koberger has finally been indicted by a grand jury over the brutal murders of 4 University of Ohio students, University of Idaho students. I apologize.
What do you got?
A 14-year-old boy got busted this week for kicking a man in the head during a hate-fueled attack with his pal called him a cracker. I covered this story the other day, Joe, 14 years old. The teen was arrested Tuesday and charged with hate crime. A cracker is a derogatory word for white people. It's like the N-word for whiteys. Honky, cracker. I've been called a cracker and a honky a million times. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't have the connotation that the N-word has. Not cool to call anybody out there. Oh boy, I hate to read this. Pale male. Joe, do you know who pale male is? No, you do not. Pale male is that famous red-tailed hawk that lives over on the west side, the east side, on those rich mansions. They have the hawk. I had him on my show. He's a red-tailed hawk, and he has, most red-tailed hawks have, look at this poor little guy's foot, Joe.
They can operate on it.
No, not if he's dead, they can't.
Not yet.
He's finally, no, he died. He's dead. They're going to operate on a dead bird. Oh, you talking about the boy?
I think they can operate.
His foot. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not going to show it. It's a young boy climbing up and down the steps. His feet like this. This one's completely backwards.
But they can do it.
This poor little guy is walking around.
They need a lot of money.
Yes. He can't. He doesn't have a crutch or anything. His foot is completely backwards. I've never seen that before, Joe. And he's just walking around, he's jumping and...
Reform these...
Poor bastard. Poor little guy, excuse me. I just wish I could help him. I hope someday that God puts me in a position to run up and rescue people who are suffering like that. By the way, he's just running around. It seems like a happy young boy, but he's got 2 feet and this one is backwards. He's got the Nike on it. He got Jordans on. One in the front and one in the back. I pray that I can help him. I pray that the Lord helps him.
If they can do it, they need operation.
Yeah, well, he needs an operation. Yeah, Joe. They just can't go up and snap it back. It's not Legos.
God bless you.
God bless him. Pale male, the popular red-tailed hawk who's been on Bob's show. You guys want to see what he looks like? Let me see if I have him here. No, let me see here. I have a video if Rev wants to put it up. It's a hawk. Eating a rat.
Eating a rat?
Eating a squirrel. That was my famous pale male video. Sorry guys, 1 second. Nah, I can't find it. Rev's got a link. Rev will link it, but I did find this. Oh, look at my Bria. Damn, she lived fine. This is for the lonely guys out there. Screenshot that. Throw it under your pillow. I don't mind. She won't mind. That's Bria. Man, she's fine, Joe. Joe ain't even looking. Joe don't care. Joe don't care. Pale male has died. He was the Fifth Avenue resident for decades, Joe. 3 decades. 3 decades. He had a bunch of different ladies, too. The raptor name for his whitish feathers was believed to be about 33 when he died Tuesday. Wildlife rehabilitator Bobby Horvath posted on Facebook. Horvath found pale male ailing in Central Park earlier in the day and brought him to the veterinarian, but the omnivore could not be saved. Joe, do you know what an omnivore is?
Omnivore is...
An herbivore eats plants, a carnivore eats meat, and an omnivore eats everything.
Where is he laid out? We can go to his funeral.
Yeah, well, he's a very, very famous raptor.
He's a rapper too?
He's a rapper. He's a raptor, Joe. A raptor is a bird that hunts. Anyways, we hope for any improvement, but sadly it was not meant to be. Pale male has nested outside of the 12th floor of the building across from Park since 1993. He's fathered a whole bunch of little babies.
30 years old.
Texas border woe in Austin, 500 million in Taiwan. I'm not doing it. Did you hear about the guy who shoplifted? I think it was in San Francisco, Joe. Security guard shot and killed him.
Oh, shoplifting?
He shoplifted. They got in a fight at the door over some merchandise. The kid got outside and the guy shot and killed him. So far, no charges have been filed against security.
Kid, maybe he's poor. Not supposed to kill him. Stealing.
That's a fact. I don't believe they should kill anyone for shoplifting.
It happens everywhere.
It does. The shoplifting is horrible. I had an incident the other day. I made a short about it, but I didn't really talk about it. At our Dwayne Reed right there, Joe, one of the guys there is a friend of mine. I'm sitting in there talking to him, and all of a sudden he says, "Excuse me, man." He just walks to the door, and I'm leaving anyways. I start walking to the door, and he's like, yo, what's up, son? Talking to this guy has a case, a big cardboard case of Tide laundry detergent. How much is that a bottle? Anybody know? The big orange bottles of laundry detergent.
$30.
Well, he's got a case, and the guy says to him, my friend says to him, yo, N-word. Both black guys, so they're using the N-word back. Yo, N-word, why you gonna do me like that, black man? And the other guy said, no, N-word, listen, you can't stop me. You ain't supposed to stop me. He said, look, man, I work here. It ain't mine, but I work here. Just take one.
He works here.
Take 2. Don't take a case. You making me look like a bitch up in here, brother. He said, I don't care. I'm taking it. He grabbed the case out of his hand and took it back in. The guy walked down the street with nothing. He was absolutely upset.
He got the... he ran away with the...
Guy, shut up here. Is it Arabic? What the hell's he saying?
He's talking to Egypt on his phone and screaming.
A killer in Rikers Island, Joe. As you know, Rikers Island is the toughest jail in New York City. You do not want to go to Rikers. An accused murderer leaped to his death at Rikers Island on Sunday. This is at least the 10th murder or death that we've covered over there, Joe, since the new year.
They commit suicide.
Rubu Zhao, 52, was walking around in his housing unit when he jumped from the top of the set of stairs, cracking his head. He was jailed in December on a murder charge for stabbing death of a 48-year-old woman in Sunset Park. The murderer is dead. Guys, I did a whole story on this phone case. It's super cute. It's got a little astronaut.
Yeah.
It can stand up. It can lay down. You want to watch. A lot of times I want to watch something on my phone. I lean it up against a soda. Yeah, but look,
It's on your phone?
yeah, it's on my phone, but I got my phone in my holder. You can lean it down. Now you can watch it. You can watch it this way. Really super cute, guys. You can see the link in my description. 15 bucks on Amazon. It's a super duper cute phone. It's got these little rubbers on the corner so you don't drop it and crack it. Check the video. I put it up last night. It's a good ass video. Me and Roscoe. Joe, you remember the Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
The Wizard of Oz had the slippers. They were at the Smithsonian. The ruby red slippers. She clicks them, says, "There's no place like home. There's no place like home." And then she ends up back in Kansas. Dorothy, you had it all along. There's no place like home. There's no place. Then she ended back in Compton. Anyway, she ended back in Kansas. If I only had a brain. A Minnesota man has been charged with allegedly stealing the iconic pair of ruby red slippers. These things are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, Joe. They had them on display for a short time when I first started working at the Planet Hollywood. These were the shoes worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz. The bizarre crime nearly 20 years ago, or 20 years in the making. Terry Martin, 76, allegedly stole the shoes from the 1939 film Landmark, now valued at $3.5 million.
He can't, whoever stole it, he can't sell it.
Where are you going to sell them?
Nobody will buy it.
They stole them from a museum in Garland's hometown of Grand Rapids in August of 2005. He was indicted by a grand jury and charged with 1 count of theft of a major artwork on Tuesday. He was issued a summons Wednesday to appear in court. When the owner of the props, Hollywood memorabilia collector Michael Straw, who had loaned the shoes to museums, I've seen it in person, got the slippers back, he was pleased to find them in pristine condition. So the guy's a thief, but he keeps the stuff he steals in good condition. When the slippers were stolen, they were insured for $1 million. And they currently have a market value of $3.5 million. In the film, Garland's character, Dorothy Gale, I didn't know her last name was Gale, did you? Dorothy, hi Dorothy. Dorothy Gale memorably clicks her heels of her Technicolor slippers and said, "There's no place like home," and she returns to Kansas. Anyways, the guy's being held on a felony.
That's a historical treasure.
Oh, look at this, Joe. You want to talk about a historical treasure?
They took a picture of the Titanic, actually.
This is the Titanic. Joe is correct.
Resting under, I think,
It's like a mile down, Joe. It's insane.
I think 15,000 feet.
Well, let's see if Joe's full of shit.
I had yesterday about it.
What they did with Joe is that's not a picture. It's not one picture. What they took, Joe,
Many pictures and they add them
70,000.
together.
70,000 scans to create this unbelievable.
They put the puzzle together.
The time capsule. Look at that, Joe. Look at this. There's treasures down there worth tens of millions of dollars. You bring up a glass from the bottom or a wine bottle, and they're worth hundreds of thousands of
Maybe
dollars.
they can find my golden watch.
Joe, were you on the Titanic?
Yes. Still kicking.
The Titanic lives in 3D after reconstruction revealed incredible new details about the doomed cruise liner. You know how many people were on the boat, Joe?
1,500.
That's correct. 1,500 passengers died after the ship struck an iceberg
And the
and
richest
sank.
people,
When did it sink, Joe?
sank in the Atlantic, North
I
Atlantic,
didn't say where. I said when.
in 1900.
1912.
Well,
And where was it headed, Joe?
what headed from England to United States.
That's what was coming to New York, believe it or not.
They said an ice actually,
An iceberg ripped a hole
an iceberg, but
50 feet.
I still can't believe it.
Well, an
Because
iceberg, Joe, some of those icebergs weighs millions of tons. It's like concrete.
I think there was
Don't do it, Joe.
error in the construction of that big boat.
Well, there definitely was.
Yes.
It was set up in a whole bunch of different compartments. And they said they could never sink. The problem is the water went over each wall of each compartment.
They couldn't put it together. That
4,000 meters, Joe. I don't know. What's a meter? 3 feet?
4,000 meters.
4,000 meters. Seems to me like Joe might be right.
That's 4,000 meter is 4 kilos.
It's 4 what?
Kilometers.
4 kilometers. The Fast and the Furious, Joe. The movie The Fast and the Furious, they're on like part 9 now. Come on, bro. Let it go. Pretty soon they're going to be running around chasing each other in electric golf carts. It got 1 star. That's Jason Momoa. I love him. By the way, it's an all-star cast. You got Jason Momoa, you got Tyree Gibson, you got Jason Statham, The Rock. Come on, let it go, bro.
How you doing, Rock? How is it?
Hi, Rock. Joe, this is the kid who leaked all the information. He's going to prison for the rest of his life. Look at that little smug look on his little bitch-ass face. He leaked all the information, and now to get a couple likes on his Discord, and now the guy is going to be getting a lot of likes in his Discord. Alleged Pentagon document leaker Jack Teixeira was warned twice to stop taking notes on classified information, even bragged to his friends about breaking the rules. Every friend he's got is turning on him right now, Joe. To sell him out for a sandwich. Sell him out for a sandwich. Jacob Bowen's in the house. That's all I care about. Hey, Jake, what's the deal, son? How you living, Playboy? Listen, I've never been a LeBron fan. Really can't. But man, LeBron. Oh, by the way, you can check out Jake's beautiful husky right here, guys. Go right there. There's a link. Rev just put it up. He has one of the most beautiful dogs in the world. Better than your dog, Joe. Even better than your dog.
No, my dog is
Siberian husky.
no,
Joe's wife has a Pomeranian. Cutest.
My daughter has 2 dogs, 13 years and 3.
Okay.
The 3 is blind.
3 is blind.
Poor guy.
Everybody keeps asking me, my Chucky came home yesterday, had all of his teeth removed. He's got the 2 canines on top and the 2 canines on the bottom, so he's still got this thing going on.
You removed his teeth?
I didn't, but the doctor did. It cost me $1,000. That was the thing that originally got him in trouble when he was poisoned. So I'm hoping that, he seems like a healthy, happy boy. I'm hoping that this is the end of
His miseries.
because he's been living a happy-go-lucky life. He had 1% of living, and he seems like he's 100% normal right now.
My wife said the best food for your cat is Dr. Adley. Adley? What's that? Dr. Food? Dr. Adley?
I know he ain't eating no damn dry food anytime soon. He ain't got no chompers.
That's a good food, very healthy, she said.
Okay. George Santos, the biggest liar in the history of Earth.
How you doing, Santos?
The biggest liar in the history of Earth.
Like the girl
George Santos.
with the shark.
He's worse liar than the girl with the shark. He has now been indicted on 13 felonies: money laundering, lying, stealing. But he is lying Representative George Santos, communications director, resigned. How would you have been his communication director all this time anyways? I can't imagine that you would support him. It's humiliating. So, it's one thing to get caught in a lie. My biggest fear is to lie and get caught in a lie. But it's another thing to have your whole resume, every single thing on your resume, a lie.
Maybe he was a comedian. Liar. Comedian liar.
You think a comedian tells everybody that his grandparents were killed in the Holocaust when they're from Rio de Janeiro? His mom died in the World Trade Center when she was not even anywhere in the World Trade Center?
If I was his lawyer, which I am,
he's Jewish.
a lawyer.
He raised millions of dollars from Jewish people for being a Jewish congressman. Isn't Jewish.
I will help him. He didn't appoint me.
Joe's going to help him. All right, ripping codes. I told you it was going to be a shitty show. I told you to leave while you had the chance. How about acupuncture, Joe? You ever did acupuncture?
No. When I go to downtown Chinatown, I see a lot of them.
There are. But you put a needle here, and all of a sudden
I don't believe that thing will cure your cancer, of course.
I don't think it will cure your cancer, but it
will kill you and your cancer. They both will kill you.
I've had it up. Have you had it up to your ears in weight loss gimmicks?
I do.
Try acupuncture. Applying the technique on the outer ear was shown to reduce weight. Ooh, I can use that. I had a guy try acupuncture on me one time, but I said, "Sir, that's not a needle."
What, he has a pipe in your behind?
Yes, yeah, a pipe. He said it was a pipe. And it was grotesque, Joe. After 30 minutes, I told him, "Stop it. You better stop it, sir. That's disgusting." After 30 minutes, I said, "Whoa!
You enjoy it?
You've gone too far.
Half an hour.
You've gone too far. You crossed the line, my friend." Proof evil in slave trial. A juror in the Lori Vallow Daybell's murder trial revealed. I don't know. This is the guy, Joe. This is the douchebag. He killed 10 people, Joe. Remember the guy got in the truck on the west side and ran down the bicycle riders? He not only killed 10, he got 10 life sentences. He'll never get out. But he also has all these people, Joe, in wheelchairs.
That's terrible.
Very, very sad. But you know what, Joe? You know what always cheers up everybody?
He's going to suffer anyhow.
Well, he's going to get a life sentence. Joe, it's about time that I bust a rhyme. I'm not bust a rhyme, but when I bust a rhyme. How was your everybody? How was your everybody? I'm here to let you know that we're about to flow. It's time for the Jordan Joe Show, so let's go. We're doing birthdays. Today we're going to be doing the astroscopes of 3 people. By the way, Joe, we have a very special show on Sunday.
We do?
Sunday. Yeah, we're giving out watches.
All right.
Sunday we're giving out watches. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. I think what I'll do is I'll ask you guys a color. Everybody will say the color. We'll spin it. And it's going to land on, I don't know what color it lands on. It's going to land on yellow. And then everybody who picked yellow will be available to win the watch. I don't know. I've got 59 people here. I ain't giving out 59 watches. But some people will win watches, and they're going to be very nice. It's not going to be this watch. I'll tell you that. In fact, I don't even want you looking at this watch today. So, Joe, don't look at this watch. Don't look at it, Joe.
No.
Don't you look at it. Dare look at it. I found my dad's watch in my sock drawer. He had it for he had it all through Vietnam his whole life. My dad died 30 years ago, Joe. It's been in my sock drawer for 30 years. I pulled it out the other night. I Googled it. $8,000.
Yes. You appreciate that.
I do. And I'm not selling it for anything less than $400 and a blowjob. That's it. It's actually a very, very, it's not a watch I would wear. It's the watches men would wear in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's a small watch. I like a big watch. It's like a Joe watch. It's an old man Joe watch. But I did a couple tours of Vietnam in here, and it was my father's. So I will give it to my son one day, but since I never do this, I don't think I'm going to have any sons. I might have to adopt a 19-year-old girl from...
You should.
I might adopt a 19-year-old Russian stripper.
You should adopt a little boy and a little girl to raise them.
Joe, I'm 120 years old. What am I, Tony Randall? Here we go, Joe. It's time to pick 3 and only 3. The first one is cancer. Say it, Joe. We have cancer.
Cancer.
And then the other one is going to be Virgo. And last but not least, Capricorn. That was a Boogie Bob. Poop. A spinning swing.
How you doing, Martinez?
Hi, Martinez.
Joe Hernandez, long time.
We get Martinez and Hernandez.
Joe Hernandez.
I know, you're always saying hi to Martinez. There ain't no damn Martinez, Joe.
No, Joe Hernandez.
Karina, tell
cousin.
him there's no Martinez. Hi, Seashell. Did you know the seashell sells seashells down by the seashore? Joe, there's a question I've been wanting to ask you. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
What is that?
I don't know. What do you got, Joe?
Cancer.
You got cancer?
You wish.
God bless you.
That's the worst wish.
That's a horrible wish, and I wish that you never, I pray that you never did.
Okay, cancer.
Yes.
Events that have been taking place behind the scenes will become public knowledge today. And you will realize why loved one...
Hold on, Joe. Little girl fell flat on her face.
Who's
A little
the
thing.
little boy was there?
It's a girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh, little angel.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. I have a
She's
small...
on a scooter.
Sometimes I carry toys, but I don't have it. I give it to the kids. Events that have been taking place behind the scene will become public knowledge today. And you will realize why loved ones have been acting so strangely of late. You may not entirely approve of their choices, but you will support them anyway.
That's a fact, Joe. That's a fact.
Virgo,
Virgo.
the message of the stars is that you need to back up a bit
I'm watching you, girl.
and let things develop at their own pace. A whole new world of possibility is about to open up for you, but of your mind is still all over the place. You could easily miss them.
Look at you, Joe. Look how handsome you look.
How big is my head? Oh, how you doing?
How's
my
that, Joe?
I'm scared that my
You're gonna scare the children,
good
Joe.
wishers.
You're gonna scare the good wishers. I don't even know what that means.
How are you, my
What
friend?
else you got, Joe?
We got Capricorn,
What did you? What was the one you just did? Virgo.
Virgo,
Okay. Cap gang, stand up.
Capricorn.
By the way, yeah, we're gonna have the Boogie Bob merch coming up very soon. We got hats, shirts. There's even a Boogie Bob dildo.
Yes, yes. And
Joe, would you like a Boogie Bob dildo?
yeah, and a coffee.
And a
Yeah.
coffee.
Capricorn,
Joe wants a Boogie Bob dildo. You heard it here first. That's an exclusive.
you may want to
Dildo.
give
What's
a
a dildo?
friend your full support, but you have this nagging idea that if you do, you could make the situation worse. Support them emotionally by all means, but beyond that, let them work it out for themselves.
By the way, Joe, the Boogie Bob dildos are life size. They're really Very long, but extremely thin. It's like a noodle. Like a noodle. Joe, did you do birthdays?
Let me see.
Joe has to refresh his memory. Happy birthday to my friend Rob Days.
How you
Anything
doing,
to make
Rob?
a thing go right.
How you doing?
How you doing, Rob Days?
How you doing? Well, we have a very great physician.
Horrible.
Was born on this yesterday, actually.
Joe's
His
recycling.
name was Edward Jenner, a physician who invented the smallpox vaccination. You know how many people were dying from the
Of
smallpox?
course. He's a hero.
He is a hero and he is a prophet too.
He's a
Prophet
prophet?
don't do that miracle. He did the miracle. You agree, eh?
No. I don't agree. He's a
Dennis Hopper.
The guy who invented a frisbee, is he a prophet? Dennis Hopper?
Yeah.
Wow. Dennis Hopper, Joe, was a brilliant actor, but he was out there. He was out there. You know him from Easy Rider. You know him from Apocalypse Now. A whole lot of movies. Love Dennis Hopper in True Romance. Just a hippie to the core. Also a great director. A lot of people don't know he directed a lot of movies, including Colors. 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 I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking. King of the jungle, just the gangsters talking. Look at something. Quick as my fuse, and dead is death. That's the colors I choose. Red or black, blue or blood, it just don't matter. Suckers die from the shot when my shotgun scatters. The gangs of New York will never die.
That's right.
Just multiply color. Oh boy, here he comes, Joe. Please don't say hi to him. Please don't say hi to this big ass monster right here. He's gonna wave. He's gonna wave at us. He's my new pal. Here's my dog. What's up, Playboy? All right. Dude. All right, Joe. Just take it easy. One day he's gonna come down and say hi. But y'all saw him. He's waving at Boogie B. Boogie B in the place to be. Joe, is it safe to say, and I'm not exaggerating, is it safe to say his arms are like this?
Yeah, he did. Well, when you go to the gym,
He likes it.
you start when you're young. When you're at his age, maybe he is in his 40s, then you look very sharp.
I tell you what, Joe, if he wants a problem, he ain't got to look too far to find one.
If you go to Hollywood, you'll get a piece of,
A piece of what?
show. They will give him.
Get a piece of show. When I see him, I'm going to tell him, sir, if you go to Hollywood, you'll get a
small
piece of show.
Bill,
Are you saying a piece of show or a pizza show?
a pizza too.
You're going to get
I
free
got
pizza.
nice pizza. Bill Crawford.
Who?
He's a British rock and jazz drummer.
Bill Bruford.
You don't know him.
I don't.
Bob Saget.
Well, unfortunately, unfortunately, Bob Saget died last year. Very tragically, Joe. He had COVID. He got over COVID. And then he went out on the road to do his stand-up comedy. You guys know him. He was like America's TV dad. You knew him from Full House. And then he went on to do America's Home Videos.
Yeah.
He's a very wholesome, funny person on those shows, but in real life, he was a filthy comic. His comedy was all about penises and ejaculate. He got as gross as anyone could. Ambrose is right here. Bob Saget. Thank you, Ambrose.
That was everything.
American comedian, actor, Full House, and TV host, America's. I said all that. Of course, Ambrose is on top of it. But Joe, he had a show. I believe it was in Washington, D.C. Said he got a 15-minute standing ovation. He was so good. He went out and killed it. He got back. He went outside. The hotel's right by the venue. He got back to his hotel. He called his wife and said, honey, I killed it. I was great. He said, I think he took a couple pictures with fans. The next day he didn't wake up. They went to his hotel. He was dead. No drugs in his system, was not COVID, but they found a horrible contusion to the back of his head. One of the autopsy guys said that it would have took the blow from a baseball player with a baseball bat to do that. But I think they're trying to say that probably he fell in the shower, hit his head really hard, got up, went and laid in bed, and just never woke up. I don't think that we heard the true story of what happened. I honestly don't think his family wants us to. It might have been more salacious. I don't know. But I've always found it very, very weird because he was so well loved. You never... I'm one of these guys, Joe, that I like it when you hear about someone who you never hear a bad word about. Bob Saget was one of the most kind, generous people. They had hundreds of people come out and talk about him, and everyone said the same thing. Just the kindest, most nicest person on the planet. Bria, why you calling, girl? What the hell, girl? You can't live without Daddy for 5 minutes?
Sugar Ray
Which one?
Leonard.
Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard is my bloodthirsty enemy, Joe. The Olympic gold medalist, one of the greatest boxers of all time, champion in 5 weight classes. His huge battles with Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns. I was at his fight against Michael Nunn when he got destroyed at Madison Square Garden, beaten to a pulp. I was there live. Actually met Leonard after the fight. But years later, I was a fixture on the fighting scene. I was at Madison Square Garden at every single fight. I was a big shot. And I would always be right by the ring. And I'm right by the ring, and there's no one there except me and Sugar. And you're Sugar Ray. And I walk up to you and say, Sugar, I just want to say this is a huge honor. I've been a fan of yours since I was a kid. I love you, your wife, your family.
Is your age?
He never, no, he's older than me. Never, ever even turned to look at me. Just me and him. So I walked away in shame. I got about 15 feet away. I go, well, maybe he was thinking about something, didn't hear me. So I went back. I go, Sugar, I didn't want to disturb you. I just want to let you know. And he did it. I've had that happen 3 times, and one of them was him, another was Reggie Jackson, and the third was a childhood hero of mine, David Carradine, who ended up killing himself by accident with erotic asphyxiation by tying a noose around his neck in Thailand, masturbating in a closet, and then it's supposed to give you this good-ass orgasm. I would know, because I would never do no shit like that. And unfortunately, sometimes when you auto-asphyxiation, you are masturbating, Joe, with a noose around your neck. It cuts off all circulation. It makes it a great orgasm, but you pass out and you hang yourself to death. It's happened time and time again. It happened to David Carradine. Google it. Autoerotic asphyxiation. He treated me like a piece of trash, maybe worse than Reggie, and maybe worse than Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't forget stuff like that. You could never be unkind to someone who supports you and cares about you. Now, if I would have went up and asked him for an autograph or a hangout or anything, I get it. I didn't ask him for nothing. You can't say hi. You can't turn your head to me and go, oh, thanks, man. A piece of crap. Sugar Ray Leonard, I will never support you. What else you got, Joe? And I doubt he's losing sleep. Like, oh, Boogie Bob don't care about me. Boogie Bob's going to tell everybody that you're a piece of crap.
Enya.
Who?
Enya.
Enya's a singer. I don't know anything else about her.
Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson is a comic. He had a TV show, one of the late shows, British, very, very, very smart, very talented, great TV journalist.
All right. On this day, we have a lot of people.
Are we on the dead now, or are we on the live still?
Still, Nicholas II.
Nicholas II, I'm going to assume, was either a pope or a king. I don't know.
Last Khazar of Russia.
The last Khazar, Tsar. The sea
He
of
was
silent, Joe.
assassinated with his whole family.
Oh, damn.
He
Yeah,
was,
back in those days, Joe, they'd get the whole family.
yeah,
They get them all.
He was 23 years old when he was assassinated.
Is that the same family of Anastasia?
Who's Anastasia?
Anastasia was the one that got away and came back many years later and said she was the bloodline to the Tsar of Russia. The Tsar, right there. I said the C. It's a T. It's a Tsar.
Bertrand
That's it.
Russell. Bertrand Russell. He's an
Bertrand
English
Russell.
philosopher.
I don't know. I'm just a
He
stupid
knows
nothing.
he Googled.
Bertrand Russell. Bertrand Russell was died in 1970. English mathematician and philosopher. Won the Nobel Prize in 1950. Joe.
Very famous. At
Thank
my
you,
part.
Ambrose.
Yeah.
I
Thank
just
you.
knew that off the top of my head, Joe.
Frank Capra.
Frank Capra was a writer of mob stuff. I can't remember. Frank Capra. Ambrose will help us out. I don't know if he did The Godfather or not. I don't think so. But Frank Capra was a. For some reason, my mind is weird in there, bro. You don't want to go in there. American Academy Award-winning film director. It's a Wonderful Life. Oh, look at that. Happened one night. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. I'm way off. I had Frank Capra as a pop guy, but no, Frank Capra did It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, one of the most brilliant movies ever. Director. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Hernandez. Thank you, R.E. Sanders.
Born on this day.
I think that was an Arjan original exclusive from a couple weeks ago when we were walking. I can't remember. Go on.
John Paul II.
That's a pope. That's a pope that I saw in person. He came to New York City, Joe, in the Pope Mobile. When did he die? John Paul II must have died around 90...
205.
Oh, 205. I was in 96.
18 years ago.
All right.
Liam Sullivan.
He's a Roman Catholic Pope from 78 to 2005. Born in Poland. He might have been the first Polish Pope. And he came to New York, and I saw him. And I saw the other Pope that came, Francis, came in his little Fiat. And I have that on video. I don't think I've unleashed it on you guys, but it's somewhere on my Facebook. 5 days he was in New York. 5 days I tried to see the Pope. You cannot get near. He makes Michael Jackson look like a nothing. It was so crowded, Joe. The sidewalks would be 80 feet deep everywhere he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then you're standing there for hours and hours. I've never seen anything like the Pope coming to town. No star ever anywhere near, even the Michael Jackson stuff, even near the Pope. It was insane. And finally, on the very last day, he went whizzing by Central Park, and I was standing right there. And I have it on video. I also have when Obama came down my block in his motorcade. Got that on video. I got to unleash the dragon. I got to unleash the Kraken. Look at who's here. Billy. Billy, what's going on?
How are you doing, Billy?
Hi, Billy. How are you? What else you got, Joe?
Liam Sullivan.
Who?
Liam Sullivan.
Liam Sullivan.
No, Liam.
Liam. Not Liam. Liam. You say he's from Star Trek. I don't know nothing about it.
Star Trek. You don't know him.
Nope. Liam Sullivan might have been Scotty. Somebody help me out here. Who he played on Star Trek. Mighty Bull's in the house.
How you doing?
Boom, boom, zoom, zoom. Look who's in the room, Mighty Bull. Mighty Bull's in the house. We had a great birthday celebration for the Mighty Bull on the channel. What else you got, Joe?
Okay, we have Bernal Robert. Okay.
I don't know who the hell that is. Who? Pernell Roberts.
Yeah, Bernal Roberts.
Why do you hate me, Joe? What was it I did to you?
He will Google it for you.
He'll Google it. There's 2 O's in Google, Joe. What else you got?
Robert Morris. The stage and Emmy Award screen on stage. A singer.
I hate it.
Very nice. Brooks Robinson.
Brooks Robinson was the third baseman for the Baltimore Orioles, considered one of the greatest third basemen of all time. First ballot Hall of Famer. Robert Morse, American Tony and Emmy Award winning stage and screen actor.
I thought.
Joe's scraping a barrel with these scrapers. I call it a scraper. Joe's scraping.
Reggie Jackson.
Oh, God.
Who is Reggie Jackson?
Well, I'm going to have to show you, Joe. You don't want to see it, I got to show it. You don't want to see it, but I got to show it, Joe. Joe's like, who's Reggie Jackson? Well, let me show you. Let me refresh your memory.
Right, that's a friend of yours.
No, he's my enemy.
Really?
Well, once you see this picture, you will know why he's my enemy. One of my worst enemies in the planet. My childhood hero. Somebody I loved with all my heart. Somebody who let me down and betrayed me. Somebody I will never give props to. That's Reggie Jackson, Joe.
Really?
He was number 9 when he was drafted by the Oakland A's, maybe the Philadelphia A's, but he was a young kid. He was one of the most amazing, talented baseball players of all time. Cocky and arrogant. He was then ended up going to the Orioles and the Yankees. When he became a Yankee, he became one of the greatest ball players of all time, hitting 3 home runs in the World Series in 1977. Joe, he called himself the straw that stirred the drink. He was Mr. October. October is when the playoffs and the World Series are, and that's when he showed his greatness. He was hated and despised by all of his teammates. Everybody, even Thurman Munson, who loved everybody, hated his guts. I was in San Francisco at a baseball card show, and I loved Reggie my whole life. He was number 9 on mine. I loved Reggie Jackson. Someone said, oh my God, Reggie Jackson's there. I walked over to him. This is a Polaroid picture, as you can see by the frame.
Like sitting in a bar.
I walked by Joe. I said, oh my God, Reggie, by the way, I tried to get his autograph as a child at least 20 times, and every time I did, he would say the same thing. I can't. My hand, I got it. He never signed. He's the only Oakland A's I don't have. Vida Blue, Catfish Hunter, and Dick Williams, any of those guys, Raleigh Fingers, I got them all. Juan Marichal, everybody, I got them all. Because I was Sal Bando, Campy Campaneris, Joe Rudy, I got them all. Would never get Reggie Jackson because he wouldn't talk to the kids. He was a douche. Okay, now I'm a man. Look at me. Look at me, folks. Look at me. Look at my mullet. There's me, Joe. You see my hand on his back?
Yeah, I see.
I'm not touching his back. It looks like I am. Joe, he refused to stop. I said, Reggie, I'm a huge fan. He didn't even look. He's not even looking at me. He's walking straight. He's walking straight. There's a lady there who I did not know. And she said, honey, screw him. She said the F word. F him. Walk beside him. I'll take your picture. I go, yeah, but he doesn't. I put my arm behind him like this. I'm not touching him. And I walk like this. Joe, if you were my hero and you're not even looking at me, you're just walking straight, and I'm doing this. I walked about 80 feet next to him, and she went and took the picture. And I kept the picture out of spite. That is not a healthy selfie. That's not a happy selfie. That's a screw you, I hate your gut selfie. He despised me for no reason. I'm his biggest fan. You guys, it always says never meet your heroes. Well, I've met some of my heroes who have been absolutely wonderful and amazing. Danny Partridge, Danny Bonaducci. We became close friends. He's the nicest guy in the whole world. Corey Feldman. The nicest human being you ever want to meet in your life. Some of these guys, Isaac Hayes, Tom Jones, they treat you like you're their best friend in the whole world. Anthony Quinn. Not Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson practically spit in my face. He was the worst of all of them. David Carradine is just as bad. David Carradine, he did spit. He was pretty much spit in my face. He was worse. But Reggie Jackson's a piece of shit. I got the selfie to prove it. What a douche. Thank you, Tammany. By the way, Tammany, you are the sweetest person in the whole world. Tammany always goes out of her way to help people and do nice things for people. Tammany, I don't think you get enough credit. Me and the Rev want to tell you how amazing you are. We had a very long conversation about you. Your ears must... Joe doesn't like you. I don't know why. Joe always says, Tammany is shit. And I'm like, that's not fair, Joe.
Don't believe it.
That's not fair, Joe.
I said you're great.
Oh, you did say you were great a couple times. Tammany, you are a wonderful, caring, loving person, and we adore you. I'm so happy. I used to love the Reggie bar. It was a kind of a brown splotchy thing, and it had peanuts and chocolate on it. Great bar. Listen, I can't take away from Reggie Jackson. He was one of the greatest I ever saw. I saw him play maybe 100 times. We were season ticket holders in the 70s, and he was brilliant. And unfortunately, he was not a very good person. What else you got, Joe?
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, who I've met, is a brilliant, very kind, very nice woman. She was not only one of the standout stars on Saturday Night Live, she was one of their head writers. She wrote for Conan O'Brien. And then she had her own show, which if you haven't watched it, it's called Rock, 30 Rock. I think it's one of the funniest TV series of all time. Even better than Seinfeld, and I love Seinfeld. 30 Rock is brilliant. With Alec Baldwin and Tracy Morgan, Tina Fey. Tina Fey ended up writing a Broadway show, one of the biggest hits on Broadway, called Mean Girls. And she also wrote the movie Mean Girls, starring, what's her face? Starring Lindsay Lohan. Black T-shirt, Billie Eilish. I don't know where that came from. What else you got, Joe?
Died on this day.
My career.
Janet Rankin.
Yeah, all those I thought were dead, but Tina Fey, Reggie Jackson, they're alive. I don't know what Joe's doing.
Janet Rankin is the first woman to be elected to the U.S. Congress.
She's the first woman to be electrocuted by the U.S. Congress? Why did they kill her, Joe?
She died. I said, they
You
killed
said
her.
electrocuted.
Who told you?
I thought that's what you said. I have trouble speaking Joe sometimes. All right.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
Elizabeth Montgomery was famous TV star. I think she was Bewitched. I think she was Bewitched. What do I know? Tammany, you're a kind, good person. And if you cry, it's just make sure tears. I've had conversations with several people from my chat who adore you and love you, including me. And the only one who doesn't like you is Joe. And I don't know what Joe's problem is.
How you doing?
The other day he says to me, R.E. Sanders? I go, what is his problem, Joe? I don't know. Joe's just...
Oh, no, don't believe him. He makes stories.
All right.
Just
Well, you
like
don't believe
Santos.
me. You don't believe me? Now Joe's calling me Santos. All right.
Charles,
It's the Boogie Santos show.
Charles Grodin.
Charles Grodin, another brilliant actor, a little strange. Met him at Planet Hollywood at a party. He's pretty much the same, very quirky. He's kind of a weird guy, but absolutely died early too. Absolutely a treasure. You know, just a really great actor. What else you got, Joe? Anything?
That's it. They want
all
to be
she wrote.
more people to die.
I want more
It's
people
enough.
dead. Can you find some
You
more
want to
dead
do
people, Joe?
business for the funeral homes?
Yes.
That's enough.
Oh, Joe's on one today. Listen, before we go, don't look at my watch. Everybody, turn your head. Charles Grodin, American stage and screen actor, Heartbreak Kid. Oh, that was a good one. The Midnight Run. Midnight Run was with Robert De Niro. 2 or 3 others, but he was the heavy. He was the guy who stole all the money. Robert De Niro was the bounty hunter bringing it back. Anyways, Joe, I want to thank you. I missed you. Haven't seen you in a while. Lizzie Borden. Lizzie Borden took her axe, gave her mother 30 whacks. When she saw what she had done, turned and gave her dad 31. Something like that. Lizzie Borden took her axe, gave her father 30 whacks. Once he found out what he had done, gave her mother 41. Lizzie Borden, chop you up. Also, Christina Ricci played Lizzie Borden in the movie. Joe, I want to thank you for coming today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to do another show. I don't know if we'll do tomorrow or the next day. We'll definitely be doing Sunday. Do not forget, I have a huge party at the Hard Rock. I got to go home and take a shower and then look cute. I don't have to look cute for you guys. I got to go look cute for the Hard Rock. I've got a party today at 6 o'clock, 400 people. I got a party tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'm not sure what that is, but I'll find out tonight. If it's something really cool, I'll take you with me. Shout out to our John and his beautiful mother. I pray that you guys are doing well today, feeling well, and everybody in here is praying for you. Even Joe prayed for you in Arabic. I want to thank everybody for their kindness and their love that they spread throughout the galaxy. If you can spread some love, please do so. Thanks for
Have a
tuning
nice
in.
day, everybody.
Bye, Frank. Bye, Seashell. Bye, Kevin Butler. That's your buddy, Kevin
How
Butler.
you doing, Kevin
Treaton,
Butler?
Sugar Bay, Miss
Thank you.
Freely. What do we got here? Brown Ocean's in here?
How
Holy
you
crap.
doing, Mr. Ocean?
It's a female, Joe. Brown Ocean's the only person in the whole world that cares about my company besides me.
Well, how I know? You can tell me.
Reverend is in here. Rev, God bless you.
How you doing, Rev?
Valerie Wood, what's going on, girl? Brown Ocean's in the house. Brown Ocean's probably hitting me up because I think it's
How you
made
doing,
payroll and she
Van?
wants money. Probably wants money. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Let's talk again soon.
Likewise.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you, Joe. You like my phone case?
Yeah, I got a lot.
Pretty cool.